Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the world of AI agents by looking at two major players, RaiaAI and Botpress. And trust me, they represent two totally different ways of thinking about how you can bring AI into your business.
All right, so let's say your business needs an AI agent. You're immediately hit with a massive question. Do you build it yourself or do you buy a solution? Have someone build it for you. This single choice changes everything. Your budget, how much control you have, the whole deal. And the two platforms we're looking at today, RaiaAI and Botpress, are perfect examples of these two very different roads.
You see, at their core, we're not just talking about two different software products. Nope. We're talking about two completely different philosophies on how you should even approach creating and using AI agents in your business.
And here's the absolute heart of it. RaiaAI is like your full-service business partner. They build the whole solution for you. Botpress, that's the developer's toolkit. It gives you all the powerful tools you need to build the solution yourself. The analogy is perfect. It's like hiring a general contractor to build your dream house versus going to the hardware store, buying all the pro-grade tools, and building it with your own two hands.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper. What does being a partner versus a toolkit actually mean in the real world? Well, the best way to understand that is to look at who they're built for.
So RaiaAI is laser-focused on the business leader. We're talking about folks in small to mid-sized companies, maybe 50 to 500 employees, who probably don't have a huge tech team on standby. They need something really sophisticated, to handle complex stuff in industries like insurance or mortgage, and they really want a partner to hold their hand and get them to the finish line.
And this is what that partnership looks like in action. It's a really thorough, guided process that takes about 4 to 8 weeks. A dedicated team literally handles everything for you, from figuring out what you need to the custom coding, all the way to launch. It's pretty much a we'll take it from here kind of experience.
Now, Botpress is, it's the polar opposite. It is built from the ground up for developers and tech teams. This is for companies that already have the technical chops in-house, and frankly, they want total control. They want to be able to build, test things out, and make changes whenever they feel like it. Which, of course, leads to a totally different way of getting started. With Botpress, it's all on you. It's self-service. The timeline? Well, that's up to your team. It could be days, it could be weeks. The whole point is that they have the power and the tools to move at their own speed. It's all about speed and control. So this whole partner versus toolkit thing, it has a massive impact on maybe the most important factor for any business, the cost. And you're about to see their pricing models could not be more different.
Okay, with RaiaAI, you're looking at a minimum investment of about $17,000 for that first year. And yeah, I know, that might sound like a lot, but the key word here, the really important word, is predictable. That price is all-inclusive. It covers the platform, all that custom development work we talked about, and dedicated support. There are no surprise bills later on.
And then there's Botpress. It starts at 0. Yep, you can start building for free. But, and this is a big but, the costs are variable. It's all based on usage. You pay for the AI you use, so as your agent gets more popular and handles more conversations, your costs go up. It's a classic pay-as-you-go model, which is awesome for getting started, but it can be really hard to predict your costs down the line. So you see the fundamental trade-off, right? With RaiaAI, you get cost certainty. You know exactly what you're paying for, and it includes all the development work. But you have to be ready for that bigger upfront investment. Botpress, on the other hand, has an incredibly low barrier to entry, but your costs can fluctuate, and of course, you're the one doing all the heavy lifting on the development side.
All right, so given these completely different philosophies, the partnership versus the toolkit, it's no surprise that each platform has its own clear strengths and weaknesses. Let's break them down. RaiaAI's biggest advantage, its main selling point, is that it's an all-in-one, compliant business solution. This is huge for industries like healthcare or finance, where you absolutely need things like HIPAA or SOC 2 compliance. The weaknesses? Well, they're really just the other side of that same coin. A higher price tag to get in the door, a longer setup time, and your developers don't get to be as hands-on.
And Botpress, the toolkit, shines exactly where RaiaAI steps back. It hands developers an incredible amount of power, flexibility, and speed. But, with great power comes great responsibility. You absolutely have to have the tech talent in-house. You're on the hook for managing those variable costs. And it just doesn't come with all those built-in business and compliance tools that RaiaAI has out of the box.
So at the end of the day, it really all comes down to this. Which of these two philosophies fits your company?
What are your goals? What resources do you have? And what are your priorities?
And when you lay it all out, the choice actually becomes pretty clear. If you're a business leader and your top priorities are guaranteed compliance and a budget you can count on, then RaiaAI is the partner you're looking for. But if you're a developer or you have a team of them and you crave total control and the ability to build and test things super fast, then Botpress is the toolkit you need in your belt.
And it's funny because the source material basically concludes that these two platforms aren't even really direct competitors. They're built for two totally different people with completely different needs. One is for the business person who just wants a result, a finished product. The other is for the technical team that wants the tools to build that result themselves.
And that leaves us with a really interesting question, doesn't it? As AI becomes more and more critical for business, what's the future going to look like? Is it going to be dominated by these done-for-you partners that deliver a perfect, ready-to-go solution? Or will it be the powerful do-it-yourself toolkits that let companies build their own future? That's really something to think about as you start your own AI journey.